Hey guys, what is up and welcome back to another video. Today we are here for episode number 95 of Goattville Updates, and here we are once again in the city working on the stadium once again like always, and here we are once again doing some more continuing progress on this, making some good progress on some of the larger aspects of the stadium because it's actually pretty close to being finished with at least that part of the entire stadium, right? We still have a whole lot of more intricate details to go, but at least for like the majority of everything, I made some good progress within the past week with just filling in some of that. So I guess we can just sort of get right into covering all of that. The first main thing we got right over here is the seating. I've managed to extend it all quite a good bit down this way, so we are very, very close, at least for these upper decks, to finishing the seating. We're going to have maybe this go out just a little bit more, just to maybe make it a little bit more similar to that side. Well, of course, we still need to add in these little rows right here, these little aisles, as well as with the little tunnels, but that's not going to be too much of a problem because it's just the exact thing as that right over there. And then also we need to add in just a couple more rows over here, just to sort of fill in this back area. I don't think it's going to go nearly as high as this is right over here. I think it might be maybe around half the height right over here. But we just need to figure out exactly how high we want to go and then just put it in right there. So it'll be pretty simple. And once we finish that, the seating will be pretty much completely finished, which will be great because that's one of the bigger parts of the stadium, which I haven't quite gotten around to finishing yet. Got another couple details that I've added. I added the foul pole here. We had the other one in the previous episode just right over there, so I just decided to go through and put the other one right here, pretty much identical to the other one, just on the other side of the field. Over here we have the bullpens, I believe is what they're called. We just got a couple of these over here. They're quite narrow, a little bit more narrow than I kind of hoped for them to be, but it's probably the best that I could have done for the small amount of space that I had right here. I managed to fit two of them in. They're on different layers, and maybe we can even add like a couple little, I guess, tunnels right here where we just sort of have them go down a little bit. I think that would be a good idea, and that would be a good way to sort of open it up, give it a little bit more space, and that should be good right there. In the previous video, it seems that people really tended to like this whole Majestics thing I did with the leaves here, because I think the last video I uploaded last week performed better than like any other video that I have for like the past 3 months or something like that. So it seems like the Majestics idea with the leaves was a good choice, and as I've had it here for like the past week, it's really starting to grow on me. I think it's a really good idea. And you might notice that we've added a couple more things here to the back ever since the previous episode. We've added another building over there. It doesn't quite got the roof on it or the back side of it, but it's still, we got the front of it and the sides of it as well. And then of course the most notable thing is everything in the middle. So let's just go cover all of this, give you a little bit of the insight of my design process that I was going through when I was designing all of this. So right here in the middle, we just already got this big open area for people to sort of overlook the entirety of the stadium, but mostly just the center field. And here we got a large Goattville flag just sort of flying here. I guess it's not a very windy day because it's just sort of like hanging down like that. So I think it was the best way of sort of bending the blocks to try and replicate the Nordic cross on sort of a flag that's going down at probably like a negative 85-degree angle. So I think they did a pretty good job with that. And over here we just have a couple fountains right here, just because I needed something to put here. I might put a couple other trees and stuff like that, or vegetation out on the sides of the buildings, just to sort of fill in the space a little bit more. It's looking a little bit empty, but sort of like everything that we got over here is still very much in sort of the planning process. And then the most notable thing here is we got these little things right here. This isn't a clothesline, don't think that. This is more or less like, it's more just a series of banners, I guess. I'm not too sure exactly what they would be for, but I thought it would be an interesting little idea to put right there, just to sort of fill in the space so it doesn't look like there's just this big opening right there. I thought it would be like something that could look a little bit interesting, especially if we had like multiple rows of them. I think that could be like a pretty good highlight to like the architecture of the stadium. I kind of took some inspiration from this was actually the only bit of inspiration I took that wasn't from like an existing baseball field, but rather from Star Wars, from the entrance of Maz's castle. If you know what that is, probably not, but that was sort of like the main inspiration from that. And I'm pretty sure there are like some other unique sort of landmarks from like popular cities around the world. I'll put a couple pictures on screen of, I guess, things that I was sort of trying to replicate with this sort of design. And I think it turned out quite well, and hopefully Hopefully you all think the same. I think it's a nice little interesting thing to put right there, and with the flag sort of coming up off the top, I think it's a really nice touch to put right there. And yeah, after that, I don't think we really did much else aside from that. We put this backside of the building on. I'm not too sure if I showed that in the last episode. I probably did, but anyway, I guess I'll just show it off again because I'm quite happy with the way that this turned out. This will probably be what the majority of the other buildings over here will kind of look like, at least on like the less complex sides, the less noticeable sides. Like over here in the front, they're going to have these larger windows and more dynamic construction of it all, but on the back side it's going to look a little bit more like this. And so yeah, that's probably what we're going to do with this other building over here. This building over here is going to be a little bit larger because we have a bit more space, because we don't have the road sort of going straight through here. So yeah, that's pretty much just what it's just going to be, a little bit more of a simpler version over there on that other building. Once I eventually get around to doing that, hopefully we have both of these buildings like pretty much completely finished by the next episode. I can see that as a possibility. And then over here, we just sort of got started on this area with sort of filling in this, I guess, the very back entrance, right? Where we'll have like this little circle which goes around, and there'll be a whole lot of trees surrounding it. And this will sort of just be like the more special entrance, the more scenic entrance that not many people go through, but it's probably where the majority of the photographs are taken for it. But yeah, aside from that, I guess that's mostly it to cover for this episode. Seems like it was a little bit of a quick video, but I think I got quite a good bit done, and hopefully with the next episode we can get a good bit more. I think I'm going to start making my way into doing some of the interiors of stuff pretty soon, because I'm still lacking quite a bit on them. I kind of got started over here with with these little things over here, just sort of expanding out at least like the framework of them. So at least I have like the stairs here, and at least the markers of where each room is going to be, because I feel like this part is not going to be as difficult, simply because it's not going to be like the most looked at part of this entire stadium. It's not going to be the most impressive part, so I don't feel like I have to put too much emphasis in terms of the design work on this. So I feel like this could be something pretty quick, pretty simple to get done with, and would be a good amount of the stadium that we could sort of finish off, at least with this front part. But yeah, aside from that, that'll be it for this episode. I want to thank you all very much for watching, and I will see you all later. Bye.